Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to have you here with me today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rachel and I am a speaker, an author, a business owner, an accountant, but most importantly for today, I am an Airbnb hostess. So I recently posted a YouTube video all about the different streams of income, how I was able to build 12 sources of income within 12 months. You guys absolutely loved that video and actually you wanted to hear more. So here I am back to really give you a complete 360 look at Airbnb, what our experience has been, how much money we've made in the first month. We've literally only been doing it a month this week, literally not even a month, and I really struggled to find stuff online where people spoke really openly about like the practical bits, the bits that no one tells you, what the difficult bits are, and most importantly, how much money you actually make. Which would have been really important for me, and I wish I had this sort of content to watch. So here I am giving it to you guys. Also, you guys will obviously notice that I am in a different location for today's video. So I am in the Airbnb bedroom. I'm literally just sat on the bed chatting to you guys. In a sec, I need to like flip the room, turn the room around for a guest that we've got coming to stay tomorrow evening. And I thought you guys might like to see a little behind the scenes, see what we get up to, and then I can actually show you the finished room, sort of like what standard we present the room at, for what price, and then you guys can sort of use that as a judgment call, because I've used Airbnb before, but James and I really like sort of staying in like cottagey country stays. Very often we really like going places where you have the whole place to yourself, so I've not really experienced much of the renting a room in somebody's house part of Airbnb, and so we really followed Airbnb's guidance on what to charge for the room. I wanted to speak super quickly just about the journey that led us here, why we're on Airbnb, why we're sort of making use of it, and how we got to this point. So James and I bought a 3-bedroom house 12 months ago. Since then we've bought another 3-bedroom house, which is a buy-to-let, and firstly, actually seeing that you're able to make quite significant revenue from renting was one big part of it. I'd say the second part is we bought the house a year ago. It's kind of taken us a year to get it up to the point where we're really happy with the house, and actually there's 2 of us in a 3-bedroom house, and so we wanted to really utilize the space that we have, really provide somewhere. There's no Airbnbs within our community. The only alternative accommodation is a hotel, which is actually really expensive, which we didn't realize before. So that's sort of why Airbnb, we're looking to make some extra income, add an extra form of income onto our existing portfolio. And I think for us, it was more out of curiosity as well. Like, as accountants, we get so many questions from so many different people. Lots of our clients earn revenue from Airbnb, and actually as people that make revenue in lots of different places and do self-assessment tax returns, we were very aware about the spare bedroom tax allowance that's available. So I will come back onto that when I get to the finance side of this video, but there's some really good tax allowances from when you rent a furnished room in your house, like on Airbnb. You can actually earn up to £7,500 completely tax-free, which is very attractive. So yeah, that's sort of a little bit about like how we got to this point. The loyal followers of this channel will know that our house is very much an open house. We live here, we work here, we have our office in the garden, our employees come and work here every day, and so our home is very much an open house. So losing privacy wasn't really an issue for us because we don't really have any anyway. But that is something that I wanted to cover off. Like, I am introverted, and so I do have to be quite, like, I have to put boundaries in place to make sure that I'm not surrounded by too many people all the time, and so it was a little bit of a worry, but actually it's not been too bad. So okay, so I wanted to talk about the setup process. I was really pleasantly surprised, firstly by how thorough the checks are. So you cannot become a host on Airbnb until you have verified your identity through government issued photo ID against uploading a live picture of yourself to the app. And again, it can take 24 to 48 hours to get that process, but Airbnb verified me within 2 or 3 hours. So I was really impressed, firstly, the ID verification, but also the address verification. So you do have to prove that you own the house. house, not just that you live there. So if you rent a house, I don't think you can do Airbnb. We had to prove that we actually own the house. But other than that, the setup process was really chill. I know a lot of people pay for professional photos of the bedrooms and stuff, but I actually had a really nice time getting the room all nice and ready and taking some pictures of it. So the setup process for us was really nice. I have made a couple of tweaks to a couple of settings, which I did want to talk about. I sort of like let Airbnb guide me through the process of setting it up, but a couple of the changes that I have made since then. So I have turned on auto booking, which means that if the guest has had their ID verified and they have some good reviews, that they can instant book our house, which is absolutely great. Sometimes I wake up from a nap and we've got a booking for tomorrow. Like, it is really good, and it means it reduces the admin for you as a host. It means that you don't have to be approving manually and like doing a lot of the admin and the conversations involved. It means people can just hop in and book straight away. You know they've got good reviews and you know their identity's been verified, so that side of things absolutely great. The one thing I have turned off though is I put a setting on which wasn't on at the beginning to default, which is that we want 24 hours notice that someone's going to come and stay, because at the beginning it was like, I'd say like 5 or 6 p.m. and people asking to stay that night, which for some people is absolutely fine, but I just wanted to mention it. I'm very much the sort of person that I like knowing what's happening, and literally having like an hour's notice that someone's coming just like was not for me, so we've turned that off. I don't think it's really impacted it. You can also, like, people can still request to book dates, which was really like weird, not weird to me, but when I'm looking on Airbnb like to be a guest somewhere, if I see that a date is taken, I didn't realize you can actually like push through and still request the date, because it could be that somebody's just said like, oh, I don't want guests for a couple of weeks, so you can actually override it and say, oh yeah, you can actually come. So that's worth knowing, even just from a viewing Airbnb's perspective. If a bedroom is taken, or if a space is taken and you would really like it and you need it to have those dates, you can actually like request those dates and push a message through to the host. So that is worth saying. Our B&B has a dedicated bathroom, so there's no shared space, like there's no shared bathroom spaces. The only shared space really is the kitchen and the living room. Okay, so I made a note to just chat about the unexpected bits, and I think from my perspective, I will come on to the finances in a sec, but for James and I, we really wanted to use this money that we generate from Airbnb. Obviously, I mean, firstly, it being tax-free is absolutely amazing. It basically means you're getting 40% more revenue. It being tax-free kind of makes it feel guilt-free as well, and I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes it can feel really indulgent, like spend money on the house when you could spend it on other things. And so for us, one of the biggest unexpected bits is that like we're sort of treating Airbnb money like fun money, and we've both agreed to like only spend the money that we make through Airbnb on the house. We did agree that before we realised how much money we would make through Airbnb, because I think at the beginning we thought it would be tumbleweed. Another unexpected bit is actually the demand. So we live in quite a rural village in Buckinghamshire, and we're not a flat in London, like, or I don't know, I kind of thought Airbnb was very like touristy, and actually a lot of the guests that we've had have been sort of like either on work, business, coming for jobs, or like weddings, so they are coming to sort of like rural places. And yeah, I think just the demand of the room has been like way higher than we thought. But actually since then we've done some research, and there is a hotel in our village, but it is really expensive, like really expensive, and actually on Airbnb there's not many alternatives local to us. We didn't realise that before, so I think we kind of thought like we might get a couple of people a month, but it's been more. I'd say another unexpected bit is actually like how fun this has been. I was kind of expecting it all to be a bit stressful, to be honest, and actually there's definitely like a sense of community within Airbnb, and having used Airbnb as a guest before, not a host, like I've always been blown away by like how friendly, accommodating, welcoming everybody is, and actually like as a host that's no different. Everybody's so lovely. I think you have to be a certain type of person to use and to host on Airbnb, and like everybody is just so friendly. It's amazing. Okay, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm going to start talking about the money. So we went live on the last week of July, and we hit go live on a Friday afternoon, and by Saturday we'd already booked from Monday to Friday the following week. Like, I literally went for a nap on Saturday afternoon, woke up and there was a booking. And again, the lady that stayed has had her ID verified and has loads of really, really good reviews. So she did instant book and was like booked. So I literally woke up from a nap like, oh, well, that escalated quickly. Yeah, so I just firstly wanted to touch on the fact that we literally got a booking within 24 hours of the advert going live, which we definitely were not expecting. I think as well, like when I book Airbnbs, I really do go on the reviews, and obviously at that point we had no reviews, so I wasn't expecting that to happen. Like, it was amazing. Then we had a couple stay the following weekend. They stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and they were here because his family are local and they were coming to visit, and the family didn't have anywhere for them to stay. They were amazing. We literally barely saw them. Again, because they stayed on the weekend, it was really lovely. Like, I baked croissants and made like sausage sandwiches and stuff, which was really, really lovely. We then last night had a somebody come and stay just for one night, who is working locally. And then for the next 2 weeks, which rounds it up to a month, we have got another 1, 2, 3, 4 people. They vary from 1 night, 2 night, 3 night, 4 nights. I think 4 nights has been the longest so far and is the longest that we've currently got booked. But in the first month of Airbnb, with the varying levels of income, it's worth saying as well, I actually turned on smart pricing, which is basically where you set the highest and the lowest price, and then based on supply and demand in your area, Airbnb fluctuate it. As I said, there's like no other Airbnbs in our area, and we don't live somewhere where like demand is suddenly gonna shoot up. So we have the price of the room set at £40 a night, and I don't think it's ever fluctuated from that. Okay, yeah, so based on the people that we've had so far, and then for the next 2 weeks coming up, which takes us up to being on Airbnb for a month. And again, there's quite a few slots, so like people will still book. We get quite a lot of last minute bookings, but based on what's currently in the diary, the total revenue that we've made so far on Airbnb is £665. What? I think for us, like, earn £665 pretty passively within the first month of Airbnb. And this is like, today we have 3 reviews. That's it. All of the reviews have been amazing, so I'm hoping with more reviews, we are like gonna try and work towards Superhost status. Okay, so the Superhost requirements are that you have completed at least 10 trips or completed 3 reservations that total at least 100 nights. You need to maintain 90% response rate within your messages and DMs. You need to maintain a 1% cancellation rate or lower, unless they fall under like exceptional circumstances. And then you also need to maintain a 4.8 rating or above. So we are absolutely on track to doing that. We just need to basically hit 10 bookings, which I'm pretty sure we've hit 10 bookings. We just haven't had 10 people stay yet. So it'll just be a timing difference. Airbnb automatically review it every 3 months, so you don't need to do anything. You just need to wait. They review every quarter. So we're currently in August, and the next review date is the 1st of October. So hopefully by the 1st of October, we'll have done 10 bookings. We'll have the response rate. We've currently got a 100% response rate, 0% cancellation. Yeah, so that's really cool. As somebody that books on Airbnb, I quite often filter by Superhost of like how good the place is going to be, so I think getting Superhost would increase it again significantly. With that £665 that we've made in the first 30 days, it's worth just running through super quickly what we've spent. So I did say at the beginning of this video that we only moved into this house 12 months ago. This is a spare bedroom, so it's absolutely not been a priority for us. So there was a little bit of stuff to do, which I think if you're considering putting your spare bedroom on Airbnb, you've probably done a lot of this stuff anyway, but it was just that our bedroom wasn't ready. So we actually didn't have curtains. We didn't have curtains up in the bedroom, just because curtains are expensive and like we don't sleep in here, so we'd never needed to do it. Having a sort of like rolling portfolio of bedding is obviously really, really important, and being able to turn that around quite quickly. So at the beginning, we just bought one really, really nice set, and just had to turn the bedroom around really quickly. Now we've been able to use the money that we've earned so far from Airbnb to buy more really, really lovely bedding. So we've got 3 really lovely sets of bedding to just flip the room really quickly. What else have we spent? Oh, locks. It's a spare bedroom. We didn't have locks on the doors, so we've had to put a lock on the door, which I don't think is an Airbnb requirement, but I don't think you'd get a 5-star review if you didn't have a lock on the door. We've got like nice little bottles of water for everybody to have. And then we do have plans to do a couple of other things, so we would really like to do some paneling on the walls in here, but that is a maintenance department job, which is a James job. James is the maintenance department. I am the laundry department, so I will have to speak to the maintenance man about that. Okay, so I have been touching on this within the video, and that is that the income that we're earning from Airbnb is actually tax-free as part of an exemption that's available. So the Rent a Room scheme lets you earn up to a threshold of £7,500 per year tax-free from letting out furnished accommodation, which this is in your home. If you share the income with a partner, the allowance is halved, so the allowance then is between the entire couple, not each. So the exemption is automatic if you earn less than £7,500 through renting out furnished accommodation. You don't need to do anything, but if it goes over, you will then need to tax it through the normal channels. Again, if you do go over that allowance, you know a good accountant. I also finally just wanted to run through my top tips. So something that we have had incredible feedback on, and I mean like literally every single person that stayed has mentioned it, is we have a Nespresso machine in the room. It is something that I read online does wonders for the ratings. Again, if you are in Airbnb, if you've got the whole place yourself, it doesn't matter, but if you're just in a room in somebody's house, if it is 6 a.m. and you want a coffee, you might not want to like have to get dressed to go downstairs, so having a coffee machine always topped up with a choice of coffee pods is always really, really lovely for people. So I don't know if this is a top tip, but like, spoiler, people bloody love Nespresso machines, so yeah, I think little touches like having just like fresh glass bottles of water is really nice for people. Little individual packs of biscuits we've been doing. Yeah, communication, just making sure that people know that you will leave them alone if they want to be left alone, but on the same hand, like, that we're here if you need anything. Something that I've been doing in all of my introduction messages is actually offering to book them dinner at a local restaurant if they would like to. That's always a concern for me and James when we stay at Airbnb, is like that you sort of have to spend ages on like TripAdvisor trying to find somewhere and then book a table, and like locals just always know the best places. So that is something that I've been doing in my first message, is offering to book them dinner for any of the nights. Again, doesn't cost us anything, it's quite a nice touch. Actually, everybody said no so far, I think because when people are on business and work and stuff, they generally bring food with them. People have access to all of the shared spaces. Airbnb's app is really good. You can schedule messages to be sent like pre, during and post somebody's stay. You can have quick replies, so if somebody asks like how do I access the house or can I park on the drive, like you can have quick responses, so like directions, transport, things like that. You can save default messages to save you typing them out again. What I've been doing is I didn't set them up at the beginning, just every time somebody asked me a question, I then copy and paste the answer into a quick reply. So hopefully this has been super useful for you, getting into the nitty gritty. I am just going to take you on a little tour of the room. I need to flip the room, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I do to flip the room, get it ready for a guest. I'll chat along to you as I go, and then we'll take it from there. I hate changing bed sheets so much. Back. Thank you so much. I hope this video has been exactly what you want it to be. I was looking for this content before we clicked post on Airbnb, so hopefully this has given you a run through of like top tips, unexpected bits, how much money we've earned, where we've spent the money, and the tax-free allowances that you can take advantage of. Thank you so much for your time today. If you did like this video, I would love to welcome you into the family. If you just hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified every time I post another juicy video like this one. If you liked it, please hit the like button, and I would love to hear what you think. So let me know in the comments where in your Airbnb journey you are. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Have a great day and see you again very, very soon.